Welcome back, guys. Today we are here with our student Ashna, and we will be touring her unit, which is making her a staggering £1,800 per month in profit. We're going to be finding out exactly how she's managed to do that.
She's a 23-year-old police detective dropout, and we're going to be finding out why she got involved in rent to rent in the first place. So Ashna, are you able to do a deal breakdown on this unit? Break down the rent, the bills, and the profit that you're going to be making on this property.
The rent is $1,350. It was meant to be $1,600, but I was able to bring it down with the landlord because he just wanted to get rid of the property. He wanted someone to manage it, and he was so happy with my business, he was willing to bring it down.
Minus £250.
Yeah, which is really good. And then I was able to do a no deposit deal. I only paid the $1,350 up front.
How did you manage to negotiate that?
So I just explained that we both have the same interest. It would kind of be pointless in £1,350 sitting in your bank account not doing anything. Whereas if we go to the property, I don't want it to get damaged, you don't want it to get damaged. I take security deposit, I do mind the maintenance. Although major maintenance is under the hold of the landlord, still we both have the same interest for this property to work out and be looked after. And then after a bit of back and forth, he was like, I'd be happy to do it. I'll see how it goes, like I'll take a risk with you. And in terms of bills, I think it comes to just under 200.
Probably will be around 300
Yeah.
minimum.
Okay.
With the council tax and all the rest of the water bills,
Yes.
gas bills, Wi-Fi, Netflix.
So when I was using the deal analyzer before, my nightly rate's going to need to be 140. That seems quite high. But then when I actually got the property, I put the actual numbers in. It came to about 120 per night, but I was still charging 140 and people were still booking. If I was to get 100% occupancy, I think it's £2,300 profit. At 50, it's 200 profit.
So at 50% you're making £200?
Yes.
So where most people are breaking even at 50%,
Yeah.
you're able to make the £200 profit at that point.
What's the 70% occupancy like then?
It's 1,800.
In profit?
And have you been receiving those bookings so far?
Yeah, thank God. Honestly, I have. I remember even when I was here doing the property, I put a listing up so rough with the old pictures. And I even started to get some bookings then. I was like, no way people are booking it. And this was before I could set 3 nights minimum. So even from then on, people started to book. And then after this, I started to get reviews. Then I started to get longer bookings. It's quite nice. Friends want to book it out. And I was like, oh, like I'll give you mates rates. And they're like, no, it's a business.
What are the booking lengths that you've been receiving?
So I think the longest one that I've had so far is for 2 weeks.
How much
40
did
days.
you receive for that booking?
Just about £2,000.
Did you realise how much demand there was going to be in Coventry?
Honestly, no. I knew that this area was good because it's right by the city centre, really close to everywhere, 5 minutes away from the station. But I didn't realise the demand would be this high.
How much do you make at your job right now?
I actually left that job. I was making close to 40k.
Per month?
3,000 or something. It wasn't a very nice job to work in. It was very strenuous. So I left and then I went back to my old job, which was just a jeweller, like a part-time job.
So you were working the police officer job and you were making about £3,000 per month. This unit alone is making 1.8k a month. So you only need one more unit to be able to replace that. The income that you worked 8 years for,
Honestly,
you went to university, you did the whole route. When did you join the program?
I joined in January. Yeah.
So in literally less than a year, you're so
Yeah.
close to replacing that income that you previously worked 8 years for.
It's crazy to think about, honestly. Being a detective is something that I really wanted to do like ever since I was younger. And then when I actually joined, I was like, the amount of work I had to put in, early, late nights, overtime, and just dealing with people. For what I'm making is actually not enough.
Not worth it, because
No.
you're working on someone else's dreams and you're not even getting compensated as much as you should be getting compensated. Working on your business, you're getting such more of a bigger ROI. I bet it was so hard to find a colour scheme that would work with the
Yeah.
brown carpet, because I've been there. I've tried to create a look from the orange laminate flooring in the past. You've really killed it, and it still looks nice and neutral with the brown floor.
I had to make a mood board when I was buying my furniture, like picking it out, because I did it all online and then got it all delivered here. Then I came here and I did it all up. But this was the living room before.
And you still took it on.
So the landlord changed the flooring. The flooring here was like really bad. Redid the paint job. He is going to replace the carpet. He's like, I really want to help you in this business.
Did you ask him, is he open to doing that?
Yeah.
What we tend to find is that once you find a good landlord, they will be willing to help you on your journey and they actually support you. But at the beginning, it can seem a bit daunting. But actually, when you just find that one, they'll give you more properties, they'll tell their friends and families that are also landlords about the business model, about the fact that you're doing rent to rent, and they'll give you properties, and they're willing to upgrade the value of the property also, because they see that you're putting so much work into it and they really admire that. That's the reason why I'm assuming that he decided to do all of this.
I kind of explained the whole business model to him and he really was into it. And then he was like, you know, I do have like 15 other properties, like if this one does work out well, then inshallah, like I will be able to like
15 properties.
Yeah, and he was like, even in Dubai, and I was like, bye, okay. So
How did you come across the landlord?
Gumtree.
Gumtree?
Yeah, surprised. I came across this place on Gumtree, and then I started to message him, and that's when I came for the viewing. And then I was like, if I was to take this on, I would need, especially the bathrooms to be changed, flooring, paints and stuff, and he was like, he'd be happy to do that.
You set the expectations clear from the get-go.
Yeah.
Did you ring him straight away? What did you say to him?
So I rung him and I was like, hi, I've just seen your property on Gumtree. I'm really interested in letting it out. I did say it was a company in the beginning. I just wanted to see if he was still open to letting it out. And then we spoke a bit more about the rent and if he's open to a viewing anytime soon. And he said yes. And then came up to call for the viewing. It was actually with an agent instead of him because he was in the process of handing it over to the agent. And so then after I saw it, I was like, I'd be really happy to take it on as long as X, Y, and Z is done. And he was like, okay, of course. And then I did mention that before we do move forward, I just wanted to let you know that it will be a company let, it won't be an ASD contract. And at first he was a bit iffy with the idea of Airbnb. And I was like, I've got measures in place to make sure that what you think is going to happen is not going to happen.
Did you do the traditional route where you went to school, you went to college, and then you went to university?
So I did the traditional route because we're immigrants. My mum kind of had this expectation of education. So I did school, I did A-levels, I did university, and even after I got a really big job. And then it was only up until I got a big job, I was like, I actually really don't like this lifestyle. I don't see myself working in the future. I want to be in a position where I'm not only my own boss, but I have control of everything in my life.
Well, it's good that you felt the feeling and you did something about it. Most people, they do the full journey where they go to university, then they go get a job, and they feel that unfulfillment in themselves, but they just ignore it and continue to feel that way throughout the next 10 years. And the only feeling they will get after the 10 years is regret that they didn't do more. So it's good to see that you felt that feeling, but you did something about it straight away.
That's one thing that I remember. I've been following you guys for like a few years.
How many years was that?
I think it's like 2 or 3.
So you went through this route where you were in this corporate world, you went through university, the very traditional routes. And I'm assuming that you were talking to individuals that didn't have the same aspirations as you.
Yes, very much.
What did it
so.
feel like for once in your life, getting out of that world and speaking to someone that you probably have never met before, out of your comfort zone, and talking to them about business?
It was actually a very alien feeling. So when I did start to bring up this conversation of new business model, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, we'll see how it goes. And so that's when I realised you have to surround yourself by people with the same mentality. So otherwise it can really drag you down.
It can hinder your progress.
Although I didn't let it stop me, but I feel like if I had people beside me, we would have got further. So that's why I'm trying to change my situation completely, change the people I surround myself with. The mentorship is actually really good because then it's like you speak to people as well who are doing the same thing and everyone will help each other, and sometimes you'll meet up with people at events. Everyone just has the same mentality, everyone wants the same goal. That's what I really love about it.
Do you feel like you've always had this feeling where you wanted to become a business owner?
Ever since I was younger, I always knew I was like, I'm going to be rich one day. Like, I don't know how I'm going to get there, but in my head I was like, I know I'm going to be rich.
You had this feeling that you deserved more and that you were made for more.
Obviously I grew up with my mum. I remember just growing up seeing her struggle left, right and centre. I don't want my mum to keep living this life as well. I don't want to live this life either.
Why did you take it upon yourself to say, hey, I don't want my mum to be in a situation forever?
Honestly, it just seemed like no one else is going to do it. I'm going to step up and I feel like I'm so more than capable of doing so. Maybe my brother could have done it, but he's moved back home. So realistically in the UK it's just me and my mum. And she works in a care home. It's a bit more difficult for her, so I was like, I'm going to do it. I've always kind of been the lead of the house, so I'm more than happy to do it.
Where did you get this dining table from?
IKEA. Everything is IKEA.
So how much does this cost?
I want to say 280. I could be so wrong. It's an
Including the
extendable
chairs
table.
as well?
Yes.
When you say extendable, what does that mean?
It opens up in the middle and then it becomes a longer table.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of how it looks open?
That's a good point.
You should have that on your Airbnb. Have a side-by-side photo of how it looks here.
And it opens up.
How many people does it sit once it's opened up?
6, but obviously I don't have 6 chairs. So,
But
because
you can still market it and have 2 extra foldable chairs or something.
yeah, I think I'm gonna get like foldable chairs and like put it in my utility cupboard or something.
Even for the sofa.
I decided to get a sofa bed because I was like, be able to sleep more people.
Have you got
more for-
pictures of it as well?
No, but I should do that as well.
Yeah. Get as many pictures as you can. The more they can see, the more chances of them booking.
So they can visualize themselves living here. Because if this place sleeps 6 and they can only see 2 beds, that extra 6 person then say, well, I'm they'll find another property where the other Airbnb actually showed how it looks as a bed. So that needs to be done.
Has your mum been here, by the way?
She has. She actually booked a little stay herself, like, for weekends. Yeah.
What do you mean she booked it? Did she pay you?
I was like, Mum, you don't have to pay, please. She's like, no, I want to help you. I want you to get those reviews.
Is she proud of you?
Very much so. Because I've been like the first one in my family that's done something for myself.
Was your mum on the ball with everything since you mentioned, hey, I'm going to join the program, is Melina going to help me get my first property? Was she on board?
So I didn't tell her for the first couple months up until I was actually going to meet with the landlord to pick up the keys. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm literally going to go sign a contract to pick up keys. And she's like, wait, Ashna, what's going on? And so I literally left the house, came back because the landlord was in the town by now. And then when I come back, I kind of sat down and explained the whole business model. And at first she didn't get it. She was like, wait, why would the landlord let you rent a property when they could do that themselves? And I was like, it's just about managing. Sometimes landlords don't have the time. Sometimes they can't be asked.
They also are tired landlords as well. They kind of lose the passion of owning a property. It's just there and it kind of becomes a headache in the long run because they have to maintain it, they have to look after tenants.
I drew those myself.
No way!
When you do like start a business, especially in property, there are so many means that you can save money on. Because when I was literally in the town centre and I went and I was like, oh, how much is it to print a poster? Like £25 per poster. I went and bought paper, a pen for £3 and I drew it myself.
Are you good at art naturally?
I do like to draw, yes.
Yeah? Wow. I thought this was like from Etsy or somewhere online that you printed out. It looks literally like a print.
It took me 2 seconds. I was literally sat watching The Simpsons in the living room. I found something on Pinterest.
Guys, if you're looking for picture art frames, Ashna is your go-to person.
I'm a person.
How much are you selling per frame?
£150. No, I'm joking.
How much then did it cost you to furnish this house?
It actually costed a bit more than I thought. So it costed £3,000 altogether. But I did the IKEA 0% financing, so I haven't paid it all off in one go. I thought that I would have been at such a loss. 3k out just on furniture.
Clever.
Yeah, so I'm paying 125 per month, 0% interest, which is why I did it. 'Cause
It's completely
halal.
halal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it didn't require anything upfront?
No upfront cost or anything. You kind of apply on their website, you get a little digital card. So anytime you go to IKEA and you check out, you just write the numbers and then it just comes out and then you pay it monthly.
Did you get this property rent-free for a small period of time?
Yes, so I got 2 weeks grace period whilst I was setting it up.
This is an amazing deal. You paid pretty much nothing for the furnishings. You paid no deposit. You got 2 weeks free.
Yeah.
And you reduced the rent by £250.
The first, the landlord was not happy with the grace period and he wasn't happy with the no deposit. He was like, as a landlord, I need security. For the grace period, it doesn't really work out because I'll be losing money. But then when you actually just sit down and explain to these landlords, if I wasn't to have a 2-week grace period, I would also be losing money as well. Again, we have similar interests. We both want to make money for this. You want to pay off your mortgage, I just want to pay off life.
Most people, they don't even ask for it, and you know, closed mouths don't get fed, right?
100%.
You have to really push for what you want. You can get away with anything in life if you say it the right way. Most people, when they say no, they accept it.
Yeah.
But with yourself, you pushed for more. And then, let's say a landlord doesn't accept the 1 month, maybe you can negotiate. Hey, what about 2 weeks? At least you got something, right?
Yeah.
It's something that me and Lena do a lot. We'll kind of ask for the most. Hey, we need 1 month rent free. And well, 90% of the time they won't say yes. But then they'll all come down and they're like, okay then, can we do 3 weeks? They're like, 2 weeks. Yeah. We're good? We're good. And done deal.
Yeah, and then we get the property ready within 4 days. And then for the remaining of that 1 week and a half, we're literally making money from the bookings and we haven't even paid rent yet.
Exactly, yeah.
What do you feel like you would be doing right now if you had not taken that first step, gotten the mentorship, gotten yourself educated? What would you be doing?
Honestly, I feel like I still would have been in a detective job. As interesting as it sounds, it just wasn't for me.
I always say you have one life. You get
Actually,
one
yeah.
shot to make this life the best life you have lived. So what's next for you this coming year?
I'm already in the process of looking at another property. I've already got a viewing place today as well.
Yeah?
In Coventry as well. And then just planning to get more and stat